Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today I'm answering your questions once again. We're going to talk about the Rolex Hulk and whether or not I'm going to sell mine. We're going to talk about what I think is the biggest waste of money in the luxury, not necessarily watches, but in the luxury kind of consumer goods world. And also, what do I think of aftermarket dials and bezels? All that and more in today's episode. Thank you to everybody who asked the questions on my Instagram account that's at Federico Talks Watches. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. I'm wearing my Girard Perregaux Laureato Evo 3 Moon Phase. Absolutely love this watch. And also, some pretty tasty watches at delraywatch.com have just come in. We just got in a Tudor Black Bay GMT, needs no introduction. A Speedmaster Hesalite sandwich, so Hesalite crystal in the front, sapphire in the back. And a Blancpain split-second flyback chronograph perpetual calendar, which is possibly the greatest price for this watch of all time. If it was Patek Philippe, you could easily add a zero, if not more. All that and more at delraywatch.com, link in the description below. Anyway, guys, these are your questions. If you see me looking down, I'm not trying to be rude. I just want to read off your questions accurately. And we're going to start off with didgeridoo. What do you consider to be the largest waste of money in the world of luxury goods? What is the one purchase you couldn't live without? Well, biggest waste of money, I mean, for me, easy. It's glasses. I wear cheap Warby Parkers. I know a lot of people love glasses. They love their Cartier horn frames. I get it. It's just not me. The one purchase I couldn't live without, well, apart from watches, I'm going to go with suitcase. A nice luxury suitcase, aluminum, and and my ostrich bag, or even any briefcase. The suitcase I don't use every day, but I do use it often, and the briefcase I use every single day. So it's absolutely vital that I have a high quality, bag with me. Tanik Thibodeau says, "Do you have a new car?" Nope, no I don't. Still have the Ghibli and my weekend toy, which I got 4 or 5 months ago. Love them both, but no new car. Robert_Dixon. Would you sell your Hulk at the top of the game just now, bearing in mind you can possibly replace it later when the market cools down? Robert, no, and I'll tell you why. I mean, people say it's the top of the market. I would tend to agree with you, but I've always been wrong. The market could keep going up. And to be honest, I really like the watch. I love it, and I don't particularly need the money. Don't get me wrong, money's nice. But for me to sell it today and be without it and then buy it back for maybe a couple grand less, the couple grand is not going to change my life, thankfully. And I'd rather just have the watch. Now, do I have a number in mind that if I got offered it, I would sell it? Sure, I'm not crazy. It's just a watch, Everybody has a number, but it's certainly not the market price, and I want to be grossly overpaid for it. So I'll keep it in case that should ever happen, and if not, I'm going to keep enjoying it. I have no problem having it in my collection. Trevi1373. Hey Fed, do you think the new Rolex OP41 and all the new colors will be as difficult to find now, just like the sports models? There's a lot of hype for these new models. Thanks, and keep up the good work. Well, Trevi, no, I do not. Listen, in the end of it, even the OP39 was not the easiest thing to get. When John and I bought ours, it took us a little while. But no, sports models will always have a wait list, at least in the near future. And you may not be able to walk in and get an OP41 right away, but I think it'll be significantly easier than a Sub or a Daytona or even an Explorer 1. Especially if you're flexible in color. This is the entry-level model. If they really can't keep this in stock, then, Rolex, it's gone too far. In fact, I'm starting to get very annoyed with Rolex, but that's for a different video. But no, I don't think so. And honestly, if they do, then screw it and go over to Omega. Honest answer. Books_on time. Who's got the sexiest wrist at Delray Watch? Well, I've got 8 inches, which is too big. John is at about 6 1/4, which is too small. Jacob also at about 8 inches. I'm not sure what Hans is, but I would say Jonathan Hotchman, our operations director, at just a touch under 7, has the most normal sized wrist and can wear the widest variety of watches. So by default, John H has the sexiest wrists. Anders underscore 85. What's your opinion on watches with aftermarket dials and bezels? I see a lot of watches fetching premiums just because they have custom parts. Actually, for me, it's the opposite. I generally, if they have custom dials or aftermarket dials, they are fetching less normally. Now, aftermarket being not made by the brand. I mean, I always say wear what you like, but if I were to get a diamond bezel watch or a diamond dial watch, I'd want it to be factory. Yes, I do customize my straps, but that doesn't really have a bearing on it. Generally, I don't like to physically mess with my watches. It's not for me. It does hurt value, but it's a hobby. Do what you like. That's all that matters. And my boy Sean, 10x Sean, says, you'd have to give up one recreationally. Cars or watches? What do you keep? Sean, that's so easy. It's not even funny. I keep watches. Easier to take with me all the time, cheaper to maintain, and generally give me more satisfaction. Don't get me wrong, I'm a car buff. I love cars, but I'm a watch guy first and foremost. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching another episode. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really does help. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.